Hi, everybody. This is Michelle Papanicolaou. I am reaching out today to give a quick tutorial about how to access student grades in TeacherEase. We currently have about 7 teachers using TeacherEase, particularly in the areas that are using EBR. It does affect almost our entire freshman class. Any student in regular English 1 or in Christina Chupoliga's accelerated English 1 is currently in TeacherEase for their grades. In addition, some English 4 classes and AP Statistics is using this platform. So if you come across students during your SOS or in other endeavors where you're trying to help them managing their grades, this is how you get into TeacherEase and how to read that grade book. So you just type in teacherease.com, and this is your main page. And you'll go to login, this blue button up here. And you can simply log on with Google. Everybody already has an account, so it might prompt you to update your password or something like that, but you should be able to log in with Google. Once you're logged in, bear with me, I'm going to go through a couple pages just to get to a teacher's page. I'm going to go through instructors. I am going to take Virago's page. All right, so when you log in, this would be your landing page. You may not have a news feed right now. Right now, Virago does because I think he's playing around with some things in here, but you'll have all these buttons on the left. But for the purpose of seeing a single student's grade, you're going to look up across this top menu under Tools. And the very first section under Tools, it's called Students Single View. This is the ticket. So that in the student single view, you can look up any student. I'm going to look up one in particular that I know is in a TeacherEase course. And you'll see 4 tabs across the top. If for some reason you see something different, let me know, but this is how we have it configured. You'll see some general information, contacts, the student's roster, but most importantly, the grades. And in this case, you'll see Chupaliga's grade is there. Nobody else's is because she's the only one using TeacherEase. But you'll see the student has a B, and you can click on the B, and you'll be taken into the grade book. Looks a little bit different, but I'll take you through it. You see the traditional grade of a B, this overall standards-based score. This is something that they're putting in here, but really what's most important here is the B. So if you can kind of just disregard this score, it does, a 3 indicates a student's, demonstrating proficiency, but we want to aim for this B up here. So under each of the competencies, in this particular course, you'll see competency 1, 2, and 3, reading, writing, and speaking. And under reading, you'll see there's 2 performance indicators. If you click under that performance indicator, you'll see the assignments associated with each one. So making logical inferences about a text, about characters, relationships, theme, structure, and language. You'll see the first assignment was To Kill a Mockingbird focus questions. The student earned a grade of a 2. And they have an overall score for this performance indicator, a score of a 2. And they have an overall score of a 2 for this I can locate appropriate textual evidence. And you'll see here that there was an assignment for the To Kill a Mockingbird focus questions, but also there's a sniper elements analysis questions. This was just a practice assessment. So at this point, it has a symbol next to it saying handed in, but not graded. Over here, you'll see a key for all of the different symbols you might come across. So it might be handed in, but not graded, missing with this magnifying glass, a little gift if it's excused and not counted towards the student's grade, or work that's been turned in late. So you can see under competency number 2, the student actually has an overall score of a 3 in that competency. And, oh yeah, there's a lot more assignments under here. So you have a 3, a 3, a 2, a 3, a 3, and then 2 practice assignments that have been handed in, but not necessarily graded. And then in competency 3 for speaking, the student is earning a 3 and has a couple of assignments for speaking in here. So you can kind of drill down as far as you'd like to go and see, what assignments under which performance indicator. In this case, if I were helping the student, I'd probably be aiming to help them in reading because that's their lowest score here. And if you took all of these performance indicators out and you saw they had a 3, and a 2, this student's grade ends up being a B, because in EBR, essentially what happens is if they have a 3 or a 4 in every competency, they get an A. If there's a 2 in any one competency, that goes down to a B. If they have more than 1 2, so if this was a 3, a 2, and a 2, they would have a C. And if they have any 1, they have a D. If they have more than 1, it's an F. So if you want more information about that logic, I can give it to you. But that's what this logic is bringing us to right now, is to a grade of a B. On individual assignments, if you're seeing a 3, that's a very strong score. It means they're demonstrating proficiency. If they have a 4, that means they're exceeding. A 2 is they're still approaching, and a 1 is not yet approaching. If you see NEs, that means no evidence. And in most cases, if they have an NE in a particular assignment that's not a practice assignment, you may see an overall traditional grade of an NE. I want to show you something right up here for assignments. Sometimes we just really want to know, like, what's the student's missing work? Or show me the assignments contributing to the score only. I don't want to see all those practice assignments that you're just turning in to turn in. I want to see just the ones that count towards the grade. And so you'll see before we saw those little handed in symbols. We're not seeing those anymore. Those practice assessments have been sorted out. And then you can also say, show me the missing work. And in this case, you can't pull anything down. So it looks like he doesn't have any missing work at all, which is great. So again, this is how you can access grades, dig in a little bit more. If you want to go through this a little bit more detailed, I'm happy to take you through it at any time. Let's just do a quick review again. If you are on your main page, after you log in, you're going to look across the top to Tools. You're going to go to Students, Single View. You're going to type in the student's name at the top in the search menu. And then once you get into the grade tab, you're going to click on the grade and get into their detailed reports. I hope this is helpful. You can ask any of the students' teachers or me for any help, and I'd be glad to provide that any day. Thanks so much, and I hope to see some of you soon.